Good morning. Yes, it is Friday. I'm just wondering which day we are in. It is Friday, and you're with George at Growth Point, growing as we are going through life. And again, like I said, man, these days creep out on us so fast. We don't know if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, but we are in Friday, coming to an end of a new and another week. And trust that God has walked with you. Trust that you have been shepherded by Him, that He's brought you through the right doors, that He's brought you into the place of peace. That is what we need. His shalom, His peace, not so His blessings, His provision, His protection. That is what we are asking for. And today, on this Friday, Christ, our door to salvation. Now, again, remember this, salvation really means deliverance. And I thank God each day I can experience a deliverance from certain things that the enemy tries to place upon me. His salvation, and it's all done because of that, what Jesus Christ did upon the cross of Calvary. Look what the psalmist writes. Psalm 23, David is writing here in verse 4. He says, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. You are with me. Some of you might say, whoa, that was me this week. I've walked through the valley of the shadow of death. Let me tell you, felt like the enemy was going to take me down at any moment. My projects were just got out of hand. My deadlines were just too difficult to get to. But today on this Friday, I'm coming to an end. I'm coming into a land, and God has been there with me, carrying me through, walking with me, covering me, and protecting me from the onslaught of the enemy. You see, God has never and will never reject man. But man, oh man, so sad to see how man rejects God and rejects God's ways. We see the world in such turmoil, and I believe it is only as a result of man rejecting God. Just think, if entire humanity turns to God, it'll be heaven on earth. And we know that there's coming a time when Jesus said that He will return, and He will bring in that which He had promised. He will again bring us into His place that He's prepared for us, that kingdom that He's preparing. Let me tell you, it's about to be finished. The place that I prepare for you, Jesus said, is about to be completed. And when that is completed, He will come and He will fetch us to be with Him. What a day. So prepare your hearts and keep your hearts pure. Keep your hearts open. Keep the helmet of salvation secure in place, because the enemy will try and attack your mind. He will try and distort the things of God. He will try and turn you away from the blessings that God has for you. He will try and bring you into a place of turmoil. And when you find yourself in a place of turmoil, what does James 4:7 then says? Submit to God. And if you submit to God, you can resist the devil and he will flee from you. And so when I submit to God, I am resisting the things of the enemy, because then I know who my strength and where my strength lies. My strength lies in God. You see, the day Adam fell to the temptation of the serpent, Adam ran from God and still is on the run from God and from His presence. I see men and women running from the presence of God. You see, an unrepented soul can never find its way back into the presence of God on its own. No person on this earth, born into this world, can find their way into the presence of God on their own. They cannot do it. They have to come to the cross. This is why I always preach the cross, because without the cross, we have no destiny. We have no hope. We are then headed for destruction. But you see, the cross opens the door to salvation, into the presence of God through His Son, Christ Jesus. Now I will experience eternity with Him. You see, death is like a shadow. A shadow has no power. It only reveals the object of the form, not so. Now listen, the devil drives one into a place of fear through a shadow that he casts. when the shadow of death and destruction reveals itself, run into the light that destroys every demonic shadow. Come on, that is when I run into the light. When I do a bit of shadow boxing with the enemy, and he brings fear into my heart through the shadows that he is throwing around at me. Let me tell you, I run into the light, because in the light there is no shadow. Come on, there's no shadow with God, because he is the light. And again, I find my peace in God. I'm pleading with you, come and find your peace in God, not in this world, not in the things of this world. Nothing on this earth can please you like God. Hear what I'm saying to you? Nobody can give you the pleasures that you need that is found in this earth. Everything on this earth will pass away. You see, when we fight a shadow, all it will do is make you tired, produce fear, which leads to a spirit of unbelief. Stop fighting that shadow. Get into the light. That's what you need to be doing. You see, your destiny will be determined by which doors you walk through and by which doors you walk past. We need to learn those doors. Hopefully you've learned over this week certain doors that you need to walk past. Not so, and there stop at certain doors, allowing God to open them for you. And so Psalm 23 keeps us focused upon our shepherd. That's where I want to end today, this Friday, that you will keep focused upon your shepherd, Christ Jesus, and he will lead you into the blessings that he has for you. Until next time, you stay strong in that of what Jesus is busy doing in you and through you.